What is going on, everybody? Welcome to How to Finance Deals with Little to No Money Utilizing Small Banks Guide to Finding Private Lenders Part 2. In this portion of the course, what we're going to do is we're going to go through a couple actual deals that I did. I want you to see how I structured them and was able to achieve 100% financing by leveraging private money. And I want you to get a feel for the real numbers. So you're going to see my real purchase price, my real rehab numbers, my real rental numbers or sale numbers, so that you can understand how I structured these deals in and basically leveraged the bank's money to help achieve my financial freedom, right? And as you see these, you will start to understand how you can do the same things, how you can structure your deals using other people's money, and you can build your actual wealth using other people's finances. So let's take a look. So we're going to talk about this deal. This is my first flip. So this is a house I bought. It's the very first flip I ever did. It was a pretty decent sized house. So it was a 4-bed, 3-bath, 2,536 square foot home. So it was a single family house. And what we were able to do was we bought it for 190,000, right? And so a realtor brought me this deal. So the source of the deal is word of mouth, because a realtor kind of called me and told me about this deal. And what we were able to do was buy it for 190,000. It needed about $45,000 worth of work. So that, and the value of the home at purchase was 260. So I was buying a $260,000 house for $190,000, right? So I bought the deal with equity in it, right? And so buying a great deal is one of the keys to achieving your 100% financing terms, right? And so what we were able to do is buy that house for 190, we put $45,000 worth of work into it, and we sold it for $325,000. So I was able to net I was able to get a profit of about $70,000, right? And I didn't use any of my own money to make this money, right? And that's the key. That's where we want to be. We want to be able to leverage other people's money to make big bucks, right? So, like I said, a realtor brought me this deal. I used a loan from a small bank, and my down payment that I needed to come up with in order to buy this house was $28,500, right? That is about 85% of the purchase price. Sorry, that is about 15% of the purchase price. So I needed a 15% down payment on this 190,000 to secure the deal, right? And how did I get that down payment? I borrowed it from another investor. So let's take a look at the details of that. So here's how we structured the loan. Now, I bought the house for 190, like I said, and it needed a $45,000 rehab. So what that means is I needed a total of $235,000 for this deal. That's how much I needed in a loan, total loan amount. So I broke this up into 2 loans in order to secure this deal at 100% financing. So loan number 1 was the loan from the small bank. The small bank loaned me 85% of the purchase price. So that means I had a purchase price of 190 and they loaned me 85% of it. So that is a total of $161,500 that the bank loaned me. My renovation budget was $45,000 and the bank loaned me all of the renovation budget. So I didn't have to put anything down on the renovation budget. So that gives us a total loan amount of $161,500 plus the $45,000 of renovation money. So the bank said, of your 235, I will loan you 206,500. So that left me needing to come up with a total of $28,500 to bring to the table to secure this deal from the bank. So in order to get this $28,500, I used a second loan, and that loan was a private loan from a private lender. I call them down payment loans, but they're essentially private money loans. And so I had another investor friend, and I said, hey, could I borrow the down payment needed, which is the $28,500 from you? I'll pay you an interest rate of 11% on your money. You don't have to do anything. Loan me the money, I'll give you 11% return. and I'll borrow it for 4 months. So after 4 months, you'll get your money back plus 11% interest on that money. So what that means is that private loan cost me $28,500 times 11%. That loan is going to cost me $3,135 over the course of a year. So this is an annualized number. When you take your loan amount times your percentage, the number it gives you is an annualized number. But remember, I was only going to borrow that money for 4 months. So I need to take this annualized number and divide it by the number and divide it by 12 to give me the monthly cost of that interest. So I took this $3,135. I divide that by 12, and that gives me $261.25 a month. That's my monthly interest cost. I'm going to have it for 4 months. So I take this 261.25 a month times 4 months, and that gives me $1,045. That's how much interest I have to pay for borrowing the $28,500. But I don't pay that interest up front. The way I structured the loan is that they get all their interest plus their money back when I sell the property. That way, I'm not paying any of that interest out of my pocket. I pay it out of the proceeds from the flip. Does that make sense? So I was able to secure the I was able to secure the $206,500 from the bank and the $28,500 from a private lender. That gives me my total amount of $235,000. So I had to bring no money to the table. When I bought the home, I just signed on the dotted line. I did the rehab. I sold the property. And when I sold the property, I paid back my private lender out of those proceeds, and I got to keep the rest. So that is how I was able to make $70,000 by using none of my own money on this first flip. So let's take a look at another example. So this is a more recent flip that I've done. And we will go through the numbers here. So this is a 4-bed, 2-bath, 1,800 square foot home that I purchased. If you look, the purchase price was $110,000. I had a renovation budget of about $45,000. This home was valued at about $170,000 when I bought it. So again, I bought it with equity in it. That's a key to helping you get that great financing. And then I sold it for $233,000. So I made about 60 grand. And again, it cost me no money to make that 60 grand. So I found the deal through a direct mail marketing campaign, and I used a loan from a small bank. I needed a down payment of $16,500, which I borrowed from a coworker. So I had a private loan from a coworker on this deal in order to secure this property and make this kind of profit. So let's look at how we structured this one. So in this deal, we had 110,000 was the purchase price. I needed 45,000 for the rehab. So I need a total loan amount of $155,000. That's what I need to do this deal. Again, we split this into 2 loans. The first loan was a loan from a small bank. They loaned 85% of the purchase price. So the purchase is 145. So they said, we'll loan you $93,500. Great. I also need a renovation budget of $45,000. They said, no sweat, we'll loan you all of the $45,000. Great. So the bank said they would loan me $138,500. So that's just short of the $155,000 I need for the whole deal, which means that leaves $16,500 that I need to come up with to secure this deal. Again, I used a down payment loan or a private loan for that $16,500. So I went to my coworker and I said, Mrs. Coworker, can I borrow the $16,500 from you to do this flip? And in return, instead of an interest rate, I decided to pay them a flat fee. So I said, if I can borrow $16,500 for you for 4 months, I will pay you $1,500 for letting me do that. So this is a little different than how we did the last one. So the last one, we paid an 11% interest rate. On this one, I paid a flat fee of $1,500. Why did I do that? The flat fees are easier to, the math is clean and simple, right? You just know you're going to pay them $1,500. That's it. It also equals out to be a little more than if you do an 11 or 12% interest rate, because you're borrowing really a small amount of money for a short amount of time. And so some investors who have private money might want you to pay super exorbitant interest rates in order to pat their pockets a little more. But if you can go and just say, hey, I'll pay you a flat fee. It's clean, it's simple, everybody understands it. There's no math. It's just, I'm going to take what I borrow and I'm going to give you that back plus this fee, right? And the fees can sometimes be more than if you use the interest rate. So it kind of makes everybody feel happy. They know what they're getting, it's clear. And so I said, what if I just give you a flat fee of $1,500 if I borrow the money for 4 months? She said, that's great, perfect. So all this loan cost me was $1,500. And again, I structured that private loan that they would get their payout when I close on the sale of the deal. So it doesn't come out of my pocket before I get the proceeds from the flip. So I don't have to come out of pocket anything. So I was able to secure the $16,500 I needed, and the bank gave me $138,500. That equals $155,000. I had 100% of the money I need, and I didn't have to come up with any of it. I was able to flip the house and make a profit of about $60,000 without doing without using any of my own money, right? And so I hope that you guys can see through these examples that you can make big bucks in real estate investing without having to spend your own money. It's just a matter of using the methods I taught in lesson 1 on finding private money lenders and then how to pitch those private money lenders, right? And position yourself in a place of professionalism and in a light of success so that people want to give money to you, right? And what happens is, as you start to do these deals and these people are making this passive income to them, this money was sitting in a savings account. And so now they didn't do anything and they made $1,500. That's awesome for them. So they would come to me and say, hey, when's the next deal? When's the next deal? Do you have anything else I can loan to you on, right? And so if you continue to turn your properties over and pay your investors their profits from borrowing their private money, they're going to want to give it to you over and over again. You're going to have an unlimited supply of money to help you get 100% financing. This is just one of the ways to get 100% financing. And I'm telling you this works. I have people who still come to me and ask me, hey, do you have a deal? Let me know when you have a deal. I'd love to loan for you. So use these methods. Find your private lenders, pitch your story, document everything, document your success, document it on social media, document it on your experience portfolio, right? People love the real estate investment business. And the more success you can show, the easier it's going to be to find private lenders and people who are going to want to work with you, people who are going to want to be a part of your journey. So put these methods to work. I promise you'll find private lenders and be able to close more deals because you're not having to use your money to do it, right? And that's a big key too, is you can scale a lot faster because you're not limited by the money you have to spend on deals. So if you don't have to use any of your capital, what's to stop you from doing 2, 3, 4, 5 deals at a time, right? So you can go as fast as you like because you're not using your capital. I appreciate you guys tapping in to this kind of special course and special learning. I hope that you've got great value from it. I can't wait to start hearing your success on how you're financing your deals at 100% and growing your portfolio. Thank you so much. We'll see you at the closing table.